Do you know why certain Jewish families have prospered for generations, while most people struggle their entire lives just to make ends meet? It is not luck. It is not education. It is not even hard work alone. It is a specific ancient secret that has been guarded for thousands of years and passed down only within certain families. I'm going to reveal something to you today that most rabbis will never teach publicly. For the past 40 years, I have studied the hidden teachings of Kabbalah and the Talmud. My grandfather was a rabbi in Jerusalem, and his father before him taught these same principles in Eastern Europe during times of persecution. This knowledge has been in my family for 7 generations, and today I am breaking the silence. What I'm about to share with you is not theory. It is not philosophy. It is a practical method involving one specific Hebrew letter that, when written correctly on your door, activates ancient spiritual laws of abundance. And here is what makes this so powerful. Just this week, I saw reports about economic uncertainty spreading across global markets. People everywhere are worried about inflation and job losses and rising costs. But those who understand what I am about to teach you are not worried at all. They know something the rest of the world does not. The method I will reveal today is so powerful that when you apply it correctly, you can see results within 48 hours, not weeks, not months, days. But you need to stay with me until the end, because if you miss even one detail, it will not work. And the secret I am going to share about why this specific letter holds the key to unlocking wealth is something you will not hear anywhere else. I learned this from my grandfather when I was just 17 years old. He called me into his study one evening right after Passover had ended. The house was quiet, and everyone else had gone to sleep. He looked at me with eyes that held centuries of wisdom, and he said something I will never forget. He said that the letters of the Hebrew alphabet are not just symbols. They are living forces. They are channels through which divine energy flows into the physical world. And there is one letter in particular that acts as a doorway for prosperity. At first I did not understand what he meant, but then he showed me ancient texts that had been studied by Kabbalists for thousands of years. He explained that this was not just spiritual knowledge. This was practical wisdom that had allowed Jewish families to survive and thrive through every persecution, through every exile, through every economic collapse throughout history. He made me promise that when the time was right, I would share this knowledge with others who were ready to receive it. The first time I saw this work, I was 23 years old. I had just finished my formal studies, and I was struggling financially. I had tried everything the world told me to try. I worked longer hours. I tried to save more. I even took advice from financial experts. Nothing worked. Money would come in and immediately flow right back out. It felt like there was an invisible wall between me and prosperity. Then I remembered what my grandfather taught me. I followed the exact method he showed me involving this specific Hebrew letter, and within 2 days everything changed. An unexpected opportunity appeared. A debt that had been owed to me for years was suddenly repaid. New doors opened that I did not even know existed. That is when I knew this was not just ancient philosophy. This was real, tangible power. Now you might be wondering why this works. The Talmud teaches that there are universal laws governing prosperity and abundance. These laws existed before money, before governments, before modern economics. The ancient rabbis discovered these laws through thousands of years of study and practice. They encoded them into specific symbols and rituals that anyone can use when they understand the proper application. When you align yourself with these universal laws, you stop fighting against the current of life. You start flowing with it, and that is when miracles begin to happen. If you are ready to activate this ancient wisdom in your own life, write in the comments right now the words, "My abundance is activated." I read every comment, and I want to see hundreds of declarations of faith here. Do it now before we continue. I know exactly what you are going through right now. You wake up every morning with a weight on your chest. You work harder than most people around you. You do everything you are supposed to do. But no matter what you try, money remains a constant struggle. Bills pile up. Opportunities seem to go to other people. You watch others succeed while you stay stuck in the same place year after year. I know because I have sat across from thousands of people just like you, and I have heard the same story over and over again. People tell me they feel like they are invisible to prosperity. They tell me that no matter how hard they work, something always goes wrong. They tell me they have tried positive thinking and budgeting and investing, and nothing has made a lasting difference. And the worst part is everyone around you has advice. Just work harder, they say. Just save more, they tell you. Just think positive. But none of it works, does it? That is because the system you are operating in was never designed for you to win. It was designed to keep you working and struggling and dependent on forces outside your control. I see this all the time. People come to me after they have tried everything. They tried the law of attraction, but nothing manifested because they did not understand the spiritual mechanics behind it. They tried budgeting and financial planning, but the numbers never worked in their favor. They tried networking and hustling, but opportunities kept slipping through their fingers. And it is not their fault. These methods ignore the fundamental spiritual laws that govern abundance. The Talmud says that blessing only rests on that which is hidden from the eye. This means that true prosperity begins at the invisible spiritual level long before it manifests in the physical world. Most financial advice focuses only on what you can see, how much you earn, how much you save, how much you invest. But wealth begins at the level of spiritual energy, and if you do not address the spiritual blocks, nothing in the physical world will change, no matter how hard you try. You have been told that wealth comes only from hard work and education and lucky breaks. That is a lie. I have studied the ancient texts for 4 decades. I have seen what works and what does not, and I can tell you with absolute certainty that prosperity is first and foremost a spiritual reality that then manifests in the material world. The Jewish people understood this thousands of years ago. That is why we have been able to maintain prosperity through every circumstance, while others who seem to have every advantage struggled and failed. It is not about intelligence. It is not about luck. It is not even about hard work alone. It is about knowing the secrets that most people will never learn. Here is the universal truth. There is a Hebrew letter that serves as a channel for divine abundance. When this letter is written correctly and placed on your door, it creates what the Kabbalists call a portal of blessing. The ancient rabbis knew that specific shapes and symbols carry specific energies. They codified this knowledge into practices that activate universal spiritual laws. When you align yourself with these laws, you are not begging the universe for help. You are simply opening a channel that has always existed. Now I am going to reveal the exact method. This comes directly from Kabbalistic teachings that trace back over 2,000 years. It has been used by Jewish families through generations of prosperity, and it works. But before I show you the steps, you need to understand something critical. This is not a game. This is not something you do casually or half-heartedly. When you activate these ancient spiritual laws, real forces begin to move. Real energy begins to shift. And you will see real results as long as you follow every step exactly as I teach it. You might be wondering why this specific method and why these specific steps. The answer goes back thousands of years to when the Hebrew letters were first revealed. The Kabbalists teach that Hebrew is not just a language. It is the language of creation. Each letter holds specific divine energy. And the letter I'm about to reveal to you is directly connected to the flow of material blessing in the physical world. What I am teaching you is not my invention. I am simply the messenger passing down what was passed to me by my grandfather and to him by his father, and so on through generations. Every element of this method has a purpose. Every step activates a specific spiritual law. Nothing is arbitrary. Nothing is superstition. When you combine these elements in the right order with the right intention, you create a spiritual opening that allows abundance to flow into your life. This is completely different from anything else you have tried for several reasons. First, it works at the spiritual level, not just the physical level. Second, it uses a specific Hebrew letter that has been proven for thousands of years to carry prosperity energy. Third, it requires your active participation, so you are not just wishing or hoping, you are actually doing something concrete. Fourth, results come fast, usually within 48 hours. And fifth, you do not need to be Jewish. You do not need special training. You just need to follow the instructions exactly as I give them. The Talmud teaches that the doorposts of a home are sacred boundaries between the outer world and the inner sanctuary of blessing. This is the foundation of everything I am about to show you. When you understand this principle, you understand why placing this letter on your door is so powerful. You are not trying to manipulate reality. You are aligning with laws that already exist. Before you begin, you need to prepare yourself mentally and spiritually. This is not about being perfect, but it is about being clear. Here is what I tell everyone. First, choose a time when you will not be interrupted. Early morning is best, ideally right after sunrise, before you eat or drink anything. Second, make sure you are in a calm state. If you are angry or anxious or distracted, wait. The energy you bring to this matters. Third, set your intention clearly. Know exactly what you're asking for, because vague intentions create vague results. Fourth, trust the process. Even if some steps seem unusual, follow them exactly. Remember, this has worked for thousands of years. Now here is what you need. The first element is the Hebrew letter Pei. This is one of the most powerful letters in the Hebrew alphabet when it comes to abundance. Let me explain why. In Kabbalah, the letter Pei represents the mouth and the power of speech. It is directly connected to the concept of parnasa, which means livelihood and sustenance in Hebrew. The numerical value of Pei is 80, and in Kabbalistic numerology, this connects to the concept of supernatural blessing that transcends natural limitations. When you write this letter, you are creating a physical anchor for the energy of divine provision. I have seen this letter work miracles. I have seen it open doors that seemed permanently closed. I have seen it bring unexpected income from sources that made no logical sense. The specifications are important. You will write this letter on a small piece of parchment paper or clean white paper. The letter should be written clearly and with intention. The second element is olive oil. Olive oil has been used in Jewish tradition for thousands of years as a symbol of blessing and anointing. The menorah in the ancient temple was lit with pure olive oil because it represents the light of divine wisdom entering the physical world. When you use olive oil in this ritual, you are connecting to that same ancient energy of illumination and blessing. You will need just a small amount of pure olive oil. Extra virgin is best because it is closest to its natural state. The third element is your doorpost. The right side of your main entrance door is sacred in Jewish tradition. This is where the mezuzah is placed, and it represents the boundary between the ordinary world and your personal sanctuary of blessing. By placing the letter Pei on this location, you are establishing a spiritual gate through which abundance can enter your home and your life. The fourth element is your spoken intention. Words have creative power. The Talmud teaches that life and death are in the power of the tongue. When you speak your intention aloud while performing this ritual, you activate the creative power of speech, which is directly connected to the letter Pei itself. Your words become part of the spiritual architecture you are building. Now here is the exact procedure. Step 1 is to write the Hebrew letter Pei on your paper. The letter looks like a curved shape, open on one side, almost like a mouth. As you write it, focus your mind completely on the concept of abundance flowing into your life. Say these words either aloud or in your mind. I am opening the channel of divine provision. I am ready to receive. Visualize a stream of golden light flowing through the letter as you complete it. Step 2 is to anoint the letter with olive oil. Take a small drop of olive oil on your finger and touch the 4 corners of the paper, starting from the top right and moving clockwise. As you do, say these words. I consecrate this letter as a channel for blessing. May it attract abundance from all directions. Visualize the letter glowing brighter with each corner you anoint. Step 3 is to hold the paper over your heart. Press the letter against your chest directly over your heart for exactly 18 seconds. 18 is the numerical value of the Hebrew word chai, which means life. As you hold it, there breathe deeply and feel your heartbeat. Say these words. My heart is open to receive. Abundance is my birthright. Visualize your heart energy merging with the energy of the letter. Step 4 is to go to your main entrance door. Stand facing the right doorpost from the inside, looking out. Take a moment to feel the significance of this threshold. This is the boundary between the world of limitation and your personal sanctuary of blessing. Say these words. This door is now a gate of abundance. All who enter bring blessing. All who leave carry blessing. Visualize the entire doorframe glowing with protective and prosperous light. Step 5 is to place the letter on the right doorpost. Attach it at approximately shoulder height. You can use tape or any adhesive. As you place it, say these words. I seal this portal of abundance. Money flows to me easily and effortlessly. Unexpected blessings find their way to my door. Visualize the letter now permanently anchored and radiating prosperity energy in all directions. Step 6 is to knock 3 times on the doorpost directly next to the letter. 3 represents the 3 pillars of creation in Kabbalah. As you knock, say these words. I activate this letter now. In 48 hours, let the first signs appear. In 7 days, let abundance manifest. In 30 days, let my financial reality be transformed. Visualize each knock sending ripples of energy out into the universe. Step 7 is the sealing breath. Take a deep breath and blow gently on the letter 3 times. Your breath carries your life force, and by breathing on the letter, you are animating it with your personal energy. Say these final words. It is done. It is sealed. It is so. Visualize the letter now fully activated and working on your behalf continuously day and night. Now, after you complete all these steps, here is what will happen. Within the first 24 hours, you might feel a shift in your energy. Some people experience unusual dreams about money or receiving gifts. Others notice that their mood improves significantly. This is normal. It means the spiritual energy is activating. Within 3 to 7 days, you should start seeing tangible results. This could be an unexpected refund or rebate. It could be someone repaying a debt you had forgotten about. It could be a new opportunity presenting itself. It could be finding money you did not know you had. Pay attention to coincidences. Pay attention to people who suddenly contact you with opportunities. Within 30 days, the full transformation should be evident. Your relationship with money will have shifted fundamentally. But before you do this, I need to give you some critical warnings. First warning, never remove the letter once it is placed. If you remove it, you break the seal and the energy dissipates. I learned this the hard way when I moved to a new home and casually took down something similar, thinking I would just redo it later. For 3 months I struggled until I performed the ritual again properly. Second warning, do not share exactly where you place the letter with others. The Talmud teaches that blessing rests on what is hidden. If you broadcast this to everyone, you dilute the energy. You can tell people you learned something powerful, but keep the specific location private. Third warning, never use this for greed or to harm others financially. This method connects you to divine abundance, which operates on principles of justice and righteousness. If you try to use it to take what belongs to others, or to accumulate wealth through unethical means, it will backfire. The Talmud is very clear that ill-gotten gains never prosper. Universal law does not care about your excuses. It only responds to your intentions and actions. Let me share something deeper with you. The Talmud teaches that sustenance is as difficult to achieve as the splitting of the Red Sea. When I first studied this passage with my grandfather, I did not understand it. Why would the rabbis compare earning a living to one of the greatest miracles in history? After years of applying these teachings, I finally understood. Just as the splitting of the sea required divine intervention combined with human action, so does the flow of abundance. The Israelites had to step into the water before it parted. They had to demonstrate faith through action. That is exactly what you are doing when you perform this ritual. You are taking action based on ancient wisdom, and that action opens the way for the miracle. I will be honest with you. There was a time in my life when I knew these teachings intellectually, but I was not applying them consistently. I was in my 30s and struggling financially despite everything I knew. Then my grandfather became ill, and I spent his final weeks with him. He looked at me and asked why I was not using what he taught me. That question changed everything. I decided to stop treating this wisdom as interesting information and start treating it as essential practice. Within 3 months, my entire financial situation transformed. New students came to me. Speaking opportunities appeared. Income streams that I never expected opened up. That is when I truly understood that knowing is not enough. You have to do. Over the past 4 decades, I have taught this exact method to thousands of people. I have seen single mothers go from barely surviving to financial stability in weeks. I have seen business owners break through plateaus that had trapped them for years. I have seen people who thought they would never escape debt suddenly find paths to freedom. In every single case, they followed the exact steps I just taught you. They did not modify it. They did not skip steps. They did not try to improve it with their own ideas. They simply trusted the ancient wisdom and followed the instructions. Here is why this is so important right now. Just today I read about more economic uncertainty spreading through global markets. Inflation continues to squeeze families. Job markets are shifting unpredictably. Traditional paths to financial security are becoming less reliable. Most people are more worried about money than they have been in years. But these ancient Jewish secrets work in any economy. They work in any political system. They work in any situation. That is because they are based on universal spiritual laws that never change. When everything around you is chaos, these principles are your anchor. Let me summarize what you have learned today. The Hebrew letter Pei is a channel for divine abundance that, when written and placed correctly on your door, activates spiritual laws of prosperity. The specific ritual I taught you, combining the letter with olive oil and spoken intention and proper placement, creates a portal through which unexpected blessing can enter your life. And when performed with pure intention and followed exactly, results typically begin appearing within 48 hours. You now have the exact method that Jewish families have used for thousands of years to attract and maintain prosperity through every circumstance. This is not theory. This is not wishful thinking. This is practical, proven wisdom that works. Now I want you to understand something important. You are not weak for using this knowledge. You are not superstitious for applying ancient wisdom. You are wise. You are resourceful. You recognize truth when you hear it. The fact that you have stayed with me this long tells me you are serious. You are not someone who just dreams about change. You are someone who takes action. And that is exactly the kind of person these secrets work for. The Talmud teaches that heaven helps those who help themselves. When you take action based on divine wisdom, the universe responds. You have a choice right now. You can close this video and go back to struggling the way you have always struggled. Or you can apply what you have learned today and watch your life transform. I already know which choice you are going to make, but with this knowledge comes responsibility. Do not use this method recklessly. Do not use it with greedy or harmful intentions. Use it wisely. Use it ethically. Use it to improve your life and the lives of those around you. Remember that the universe sees everything, every intention, every action, every thought. When you align with divine law, you prosper. When you violate it, you suffer. Keep your intentions pure, follow the instructions exactly, and trust the process. If you found value in this teaching, subscribe to this channel right now. I share ancient Jewish wisdom every week. Secrets that most rabbis will not teach publicly. Methods that have been kept within families for generations. Click that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss these teachings. This knowledge could change your entire life, but only if you stay connected. Leave a comment below, sharing what resonated with you most in this video. I read every single comment, and your feedback helps me know what to teach next. If you know someone who needs this wisdom, a friend, a family member, a colleague, share this video with them. You might just change their life. And hit that like button to help more people find this content. May the Creator bless you with abundance in all its forms. May you be protected from all financial harm. May you have clarity in every money decision you face. May peace fill your home and your heart. And may prosperity beyond your current imagination flow to you starting now. Remember,